Good morning, students. I welcome you all for the online class of Business Economics. Today we will be going to start the new chapter of statistics, that is presentation of data. See here, student, these three chapters: continuation, presentation of data, the way graphical presentation of data, and the three chapter consequently I will be taking in short because this chapter is not having so much importance from the examination point of view. But MCQ type, whatever thing is needed, I will be explaining from this chapter, and we will proceed to the central tendency chapter, so that we can get more time for the practical calculation of the chapters. Presentation of data, student, the data, when after organizing the data, the next thing is how to present the data so that it will be easily understandable by the person or the audience before whom we want to make the data to be presented. The data which have collected in the form of disorderly information is obviously difficult to understand. After classification of data, it becomes necessary that data are to be presented. The presentation of data means exhibition of the data in such a clear and attractive manner that these are easily understood and analyzed. There are four methods of presentation. One is textual presentation, second is tabular presentation, third is diagrammatic presentation, and fourth is the graphic presentation. In this chapter, we will discuss the tabular form of presentation and the other two forms of presentation, which diagrammatic presentation and graphical presentation will be discussed in 5 and 6 chapter. As I already said, diagrammatic presentation we will be completing with this chapter. Textual presentation, student, in the tabular form. In textual presentation, the data presented in the form of paragraph. This method is not more impressive because people don't want to read the sentences and paragraph. They find it non-interesting. It is not a very effective method. It is difficult for a reader to single out individual figure given in a mixed way in the text, and the information has to be read again and again to understand the information. Surveys conducted by a non-government organization revealed that in Madhya Pradesh, area under pulses has tended to shrink by 20%, while the area under rice and wheat has expanded by 30% between the years 1995-2000. Another example, the communication network in India has made a very rapid progress in recent years. Number of telephone connection increased from rupees 2 lakh to 46 lakh between 1950 to 51 and 1990 to 91. So this is the particular thing, student. This way, if the data is present, it become very uninteresting for the people to understand. Table and tabulation presentation of data. Meaning of tabulation: after the classification of data, they are organized in the form of tables. Particular headings will be there. The particular data will be grouped under some headings, and then tabulation is done. Tabulation is a systematic presentation of the information contained in the data. The process of arranging data orderly in the form of rows and columns is called tabulation. The definition of tabulation given by various scholars are as follows. According to Sechrist, he says tables are a means of recording in permanent from the analysis that is made through classification and of placing in just position things that are similar and should be compared. According to M. Blair, he said tabulation in its broadcast sense is only orderly arrangement of data in columns and rows. According to L.R. Connor, tabulation involves the orderly and systematic presentation of numerical data in a form designed to illustrate the presentation problem under consideration. When we talk about objectives of tabulation, students, these are the various objectives of tabulation. When the data are tabular form, these are the benefits. Very first, simplicity. The main objective of tabulation is that tabulated data can be easily understood and interpreted. Comparative study. Tabulation facilitates comparison so as the data are presented in compact and organized form. So there are comparative. They can be compared if they are arranged in tabular form. Systematic presentation. It involves a systematic presentation of data to illustrate the problems under investigation. Diagrammatic presentation. Tabulated data can be presented in the form of diagrams and graphs so that it will be more interesting for the people to understand. So that is another benefit of tabulation. Saving in space and time. It saves space between the data are placed in row and columns. Helpful in statistical analysis. It is very helpful in analyzing the collected data and also in drawing inference from them. So these are the objectives of tabulation, that it gives simplicity, comparative study. It makes systematic presentation of data. Diagrammatic presentation of data can be done very easily when data are tabular form. Saving in space and time is helpful in statistical analysis. Rules for tabulation. When we say, student, there are general rules for tabulation. Very first is construction of table should suit the size of the paper. Table should be attractive, clear and impressive so that the reader may readily discover what it refers. Arrangement of stubs and captions should be done systematically. The data presented in the table should be approximated. The table should be self-sufficient, explanatory. The title should be clear. It is placed at the top and the center. Sources of data must be given in the table. Be consistent in ruling, means drawing the lines in the table. Care should be taken to give the units of measurement completely, such as weight in kilograms, prices in rupees, etc. should be given properly. So these are the general rules for tabulation, student. The following are the rules to be observed and these must be followed when we are drawing the table. Main parts of a table, when we talk, student, there are the following main parts of a table. Very first must be the title of the table. For what topic we are making the table, that must be presented on the top. A title is a brief explanation of the contents of a table. It explains what the data in the table is about, the place and the period to which the data relates. A title should be brief and should be placed in a prominent place, usually below the table number. Table number, when we talk, student, when there are many tables, it is better to give numbering to the table so that it can be easily retrieved and explained to the people. When there are many tables, then this table should be numbered in a logical sequence. The number of the table can be used for reference. Normally the number is placed on the top of the title such that it becomes in the center of the title. Captions, a word or phrase which explains the contents of a column of a table, is called the caption. A caption should be placed at the middle of the column. Under a caption there must be subheads. When the items in different columns are in different units of measurement, the corresponding unit should be mentioned with the caption. Stubs. When we talk about stubs, student, has caption explained the contents of the column? Same way the stub explains the contents of a row. The stubs are the designations of the row. Body of the table. The body of the table is the most important part of the table. The data is arranged in this part according to the description given by the caption and the stubs. Head note. An explanatory to the title which is presented below the title within the brackets is the head note. Like for example, balance sheet of so and so year has on so and so year is mentioned in the bracket. So that can be said as head note, which gives additional information about the table. In a table, the title, caption and the stubs are to be brief. The head note is no use to explain certain points regarding to the whole table that have not been included in the title nor in the captions or stubs. Footnote. Same as the head note, in the down also some note if you want to add, that can be provided through footnote. Any clarification on the table is given in the form of the footnote. Any additional information required to understand the table is applied to the footnote. When there are more than one footnote, there are sequentially numbered. Footnotes are placed directly below the body of the table. Source note, student. When secondary data is used for the source of the data is given in the form of source note. If a reader decides to refer the original data, the source note has to locate the primary data. This is put below the footnote. So table number, title, head note if any, and this is the format of the table. Stub, row heading, caption, column heading, sub captions, total and everything. Difference between classification and tabulation. What is the difference between tabulation and classification? That classification only classify the data. Tabulation in which we set the data in the particular format. Both classification and tabulation are the most important activities in a statistical investigation. They present the statistical data in a proper and systematic manner. But there is a difference between these two, which is given in the following way. Very first basis of difference, classification and tabulation. Sequence. Firstly, the data classified. Tabulation, after classification, the tabulation is done. Classification, the data are classified on the basis of similarity and dissimilarities. Tabulation, the data are classified into rows and columns. Method, it is a process of statistical analysis, whereas tabulation, it is a process of presentation of statistical data. Presentation, divide the data into various classes and subclasses. Tabulation, it presents the data into headings and subheadings. Types of tables, when we talk, tables can be broadly classified into following heads. On the basis of class construction, types of tables: simple table, complex table. When we talk about complex table, again it is bifurcated into three: double table, treble table, manifold table. Let us see what are the types of tables according to the basic type: simple table and complex table. When we talk about simple table, students, simple tabulation gives information of one or more groups independent questions. The table can be constructed easily. Following is an example of simple table. Distribution of India's population according to age. age group, number of person. Just two headings are there and the table is constructed which is giving the details of the different age group people, the number of person. So it is a simple table. Complex tabulation indicate the division of data into two or more categories and reveals information about one or more sets of interrelated questions. Complex tables can be of the following types. Double table, it is also called two-way table. Double table or two-way table provides information about two interrelated characteristics of a particular phenomena. Following is an example of double table. Distribution of India's population according to age and sex. Treble table. You can see that the age in years is common in the above table, but number of persons under that, again it is divided into male and female, bifurcated for the future use of the data. So here according to that it is considered as complex table. Treble table, in which more than three headings are there, three stubs are there. It is also called three-way table. Treble table or three-way table provides information about three interrelated phenomena like number of persons, male and female. In that male, how many literate are there, how many illiterate are there. That way if we will divide the both male and female, then it will be treble tables. L stands for literates and ILL stands for illiterate. Manifold table, when the table is having many headings, it is also known as higher order table. Manifold table supplies information about a large number of interrelated questions. An example of a manifold table is, you can see the number of persons state wise when we are dividing this table, like same here up to the first part it is the same table as in the treble table, but after that it is divided again in manifold, means state wise Haryana, Punjab, likewise it is bit divided. It is known as manifold table when a table is having many headings, more than three. On the basis of purpose, according to purpose there are following kinds of tables: general purpose table, special purpose, specific purpose table. When we talk about general purpose table, as the name is general, it is a table which is common, which is of general use. It does not serve a specific purpose. Such tables are just data blank for the use of researchers for their specified studies, like at the back of the diary timetable. These tables are generally attached to some official reports, that is reference reports of the population census. Special purpose table student. It is the table which is prepared with some specific purpose. Generally these are small tables and limited to the problems of in hand. In these tables data are presented in the form of a summary. That is why these tables are also known as summary tables. Example 1, prepare a blank table to show the number of lecturers sex-wise in different universities. Sex-wise distribution of lecturers in different universities. Delhi, Punjab, it is a state name, university's name, number of lecturer male and female. If we are finding this type, it is known as special purpose table, which is having a special purpose to know how many male teachers are there in different universities and how many female lecturers are there in different universities. Likewise, if a table serves the purpose of the collection, it is known as special purpose table. Now various examples you will be getting in your book are related to tables. On the basis you can make 1 and 2 table in your copy so that you can understand more easily about the tables. So on the basis of folds and on the basis of purpose we have divided the tables. Now in this chapter this much only was there. Now I will be proceeding with the 6th chapter. That is diagrammatic presentation of graph data. Beside that, on the basis of originality also a table is there. There are following 2 types of tables on the basis of originality: original table, derivative table. When we talk about original table, it contains originally collected statistical information. Derivative table, it refers to those tables which are derived from original tables. It is also derived from general purpose tables. So that are on the basis of originality, statistical information and the derivative tables are there. Derivative tables are derived from general purpose table. Now our next chapter is diagrammatic presentation of data. Why I am taking, because nothing more is important is there in this chapter, so we can have together. Diagrammatic presentation of data is nothing difficult, student. When you have classified the data into tabular form, now the tabular data can be converted into diagrammatic form so that more audience can understand easily. Diagrammatic information can be explained by the unknown peoples also. So we have already discuss the techniques of classification and tabulation of data respectively. Diagram provide a way of presenting the data visually so as to bring out the salient features of the data. Diagram give bird eye view to the whole mass of data that have been collected about any problem. Diagrammatic presentation of data is a method of visual arts and in appearing to the eye and the mind. Utility of diagrammatic presentation, student. The utility of diagrammatic presentation of data will be clear from the following points. With the help of diagram, the most complex data becomes simple and understandable. Diagrams are more attractive and have great memorizing effect. The impression created by diagram lasts much longer than those presented in a tabular form. Diagrammatic presentation of data saves much time and labor in comparison to other techniques of presentation of data. It creates a long-lasting impression. Many times it has been said, definitely student, it has a memorizing effect, long-lasting impression on the mind of observer of the relative magnitude of the numerical value, because when we are seeing some pictures and some graphs, it is easily able to understand by us, and not only understand but also memorize us, which values can be easily remembered. Diagrams are becoming popular in various fields. Rules for drawing diagrams. The general rules for drawing diagrams are as follows. Very first, heading. A diagram must have the heading. There should be proper heading for every diagram. The heading should be simple, clear and precise and self-explanatory. Size. The size of the diagram should be according to the space available. The size of the diagram should be neither too large nor too small. It should be attractive. Scale. Diagram should be drawn to proper and accurate scale. Accuracy. It is also an art to draw diagrams. While preparing diagram, the accuracy should be kept in mind. If diagrams are in accurate form, they will provide us exact results. Simplicity. Diagram should not be drawn, should not be complex one. It should be simple as far as possible. So these are the features, rules for drawing the diagrams. It must have heading, size must be appropriate, scale must be there, accuracy must be there, simplicity must be there, use of colors and sign. When we use more and more colors to attract the diagram, it will have more impression on the audience. Different types of lines or shadows, color, etc. should be used so that the reader can easily understand the diagram. Clarity. Clarity, neatness should be strictly observed and the diagram be drawn with the help of geometric instruments. Index. When we saw about the index, in order to clarify certain points about the diagram, index footnotes may be given at the bottom of the diagram. Kinds of diagram. When we talk about the kinds of diagram, the diagram can be classified into two types. Let us have the classification now. Sorry for the disturbance, but this PDF requires some space. Diagrams. One-dimensional diagram, two-dimensional diagram. Now three-dimensional is also there. But for our studies, we are having one-dimensional diagram. Simple bar diagram, multiple bar diagram, subdivided bar diagram, duodirectional, both the directional of the line, x-axis and y-axis, percentage bar diagram, broken bar diagram. These are the one-dimensional diagram. When we talk about two-dimensional diagram, pie diagram is same. Let us have the recall of one by one. Simple bar diagram. In simple bar diagram, one bar represents only one figure and has plus there will be as many bars as the number of figures. Bars in this diagram are of the same breadth. Like example, marks of mathematics subject is given. Then it can be shown with the help of simple bar diagram. Such diagram represents only one particular type of data. Here you can see diagram showing income for different 6 years. 2010 to 2015, 6 years are there. The diagram, the data is given to us. We are making the particular data. Graph. X-axis and y-axis will be their students, which is not seen here. Here it can be the y and here it can be the x-axis. X-axis years are shown. Y-axis income is shown. The scale can be here in the years. Years you have to mention whatever years is there, and here we can have the, as per the data, it can be 5, 10, 15, 20 likewise. And like 18, the year 2010, 18 is the income. So between the 18, 20 and 15, above 15 and less than 20, we are having a line 18 and we are making the graph. This way we have made for 2011, 12, 13, 14. So this diagram is known as simple bar diagram. Multiple bar diagram. This diagram represents more than one type of data at a time. Thus, if each year two bars are constructed, one representing the amount of export and the other representing the amount of import, the diagram should be used multiple bar diagram. Generally, bars are differentiated by colors to show the behavior of two sets of series. Construct bar diagram to represent the following data 2010 to 2014. Export and import is given. The number of data is given, the export and import. Here you can see their years and in colors. Here if we are in the same graph, we are representing two datas same time. It is known as bar diagram with two columns. Represent the following data by a suitable diagram. Years 2014 and 15 income. Here again it is one more example. Year will be in the downside. Years you can see there. Here I am having the years adding. X-axis, Y-axis is this line where income is shown. Income y time 15 line you can show 2014 and 15. Firm A, firm B and firm C, three different data or three different firms data is given. You can make the year wise diagram representing. As there are three firms, you can make the distinguish between the bar graph by drawing different. Firm A you have used the square shape, firm B you have used the slanting lines, firm C you have used the dots. So this way you can distinguish between the three data which you are presenting in the same graph. Subdivided bar diagram. These are the diagram which represent simultaneously total values and parts there in a set of a data. To indicate different parts of the bars, these are shaded with colors. Different parts of a bar must be shown in the same order for all the bars of a diagram. Like 2014 firm A, after firm A, firm B and then firm C. If you are showing this way the data in the same line by different colors help. This is known as subdivided bar diagram. Okay, construct a bar diagram to represent the following 2014 50 wheat, cotton, rice total. In this we can make a different in the same set 2014 up to 13 is the 13 is the particular data of wheat. Then the cotton is 10. We have again taken 13 plus 10. 23 line we have made the 23. You can see here 23 line is there where we have made the step cotton. Then rice after 13 7 again added up and you have shown the rice. In this way 8 30 is the total particular data. So it is likewise 30 line. You can see the line completed. So this way of creating data is known as bar diagram with many with different colors. It is showing there. So here it's subdivided bar diagram is there. In the same graph the bar is divided many times as per the data. Duodirectional, has the name is duodirectional or bilateral diagram. X-axis down also the data is there. So that type of data, these diagram are drawn to represent two different attributes together. The bar can have positive as well as negative values. Positive values are shown upwards above the baseline and negative values below the baseline. It is also called deviation bar diagram. 2010, 11, 12, 13. 2011, 12 data will be on above the x-axis. Okay. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. On above the x-axis 2011-12, 2013 it is negative, so it will be down, and 2014 positive, it is on the top, and 2015 again in the down. So this way presenting of data is known as duodirectional. Percentage bar diagram. These are the diagram which simultaneously show different parts of the value of a set of a data in terms of percentages. This is generally used when the values are of high magnitude. Total values indicated by the total length of a bar is assumed to be 100. Each part they have to be shown as a part of 100. This part may be shaded with different colors in order to highlight the difference. Difference represent by means of percentage bar diagram the following data. Firm A, family B. Food, clothing, rent, education is given. To get the percentage bar diagram, all the values are required to be converted into percentage. Family A, family B. First of all, how many total food 150 plus 38 plus 56 plus 24 plus 70 we will add up. It will be set as 338. And when we will add up the family B data, it is 763. Out of this 338, what is the percentage of 150? That is 44.38. Clothing, how much out of 338, what is the percentage of 30? That is 11.24. This way we will take the percentage of expenditure made by family A and family B in different types of products. Then we will make the, with the help of multi-dimensional, we will make the diagram here. So this is known as percentage bar diagram. We will take the percentage and then we will draw the diagram. Broken bar diagram, when some values are very small and others are very large, then to provide adequate and attractive shape to the smaller bars, the longer bars may be broken at the top to gain space. The value of each bar is written on the top of the bar. Like 2008, 25 is there, 2009, 48 is there, and then 2010, 325. This scale cannot be made where the difference is 20 and then 300 difference is there. Since the number of students is in year 2010 is 15 times than that of 2008, therefore it is required to break the bar of 2010 to avoid ugly looks of the diagram. So here what we can do there, this diagram which you can make separation of 2010, we can show in different line. Circular or pie diagram, student, you know pie chart what it is. A 360-degree circle is made in which area wise the data is presented. Similar to subdivided rectangles are used to represent the total magnitude and its various components, a circle may be divided into various sectors representing the respective components. Such a diagram is known as sector diagram. The circle comprises 360 degree. Accordingly, percentage of a variable are fixed as multiples of 360 degree. Different parts of a circle may be shaded with different colors highlighting different values. There are two situations here. When the component values are not given in percent, the following formula is used. Degree of any component value equals to component value upon total value into 360 degree. So this way we can get the percentage, student, and we can make the pie diagram. Like for example, here the data is there, items of expenditure is given and amount spent. 20 plus 30, 20 plus 10, 30, 30 plus 25, 45, 55, 55 plus 5, 60, 60, 30, 90 and 100. Total is 100. So how do we will take the percentage? Pie chart or circular diagram showing amount spent on expenditure equals to food 20 was there, 20 upon 100. Total how much expenditure? 100. 20 upon 100 into 360 degree. It gets 72. So these angles we got, and after getting this angle, student, by how I said it is been added up and we got 100. Out of this 100, what we did, we will take the 25%, 35%. This way the diagram will make it is 360 degree. When the component value are present in percent, in this case we convert into degrees of any component value as follows. Degree of any component value equals to component value into 3.6 degree. So items expenditure percentage, labors, bricks, cement, steel, timber, supervision is given, expenditure is given. We can convert into normal by 25 into 3.60 degree if we will do equals to 90. So this way we get the degree. When the particular thing is in percentage form, we get the percentage again, degree form, and then we have made the pie diagram. Limitation of diagrammatic presentation. Following are the limitation of diagrammatic presentation of data. Diagrams are constructed on the basis of approximation. Exact measurement is not possible here. Diagram do not provide detailed information. They only show a limited amount of information. If the difference between the data is very less, then it cannot be explained with the help of diagram. 2 or 3 dimensional diagrams are difficult to understand than the facts contained in a statistical table. Diagrams are liable to be easily interpreted. They may often have misleading expressions to people. Diagram cannot show too many facts as a statistical table can do. It is time and labor consuming to construct the diagrams. Difference between tabulation and diagram. Following points of difference between tabulation and diagram may be noted down. Tables have no everlasting effect on mind while diagrams have it. Tables are not attractive and effective while diagrams are more attractive and effective. In one table, more information can be presented while it is not possible through diagrams. Tables contain precise figures whereas diagrams give only an approximate idea. Diagrams are considered more suitable and prove to be more impressive to layman ideas instead of tables. Layman means the person who is not able to understand the theoretical part, that person can also understand the data through the graph. So that is the benefit of having the graph. So this was the 5th and 6th chapter gets completed, student. I will be starting 4th and 5th chapter gets completed. Next chapter we will be having the types of graphs again. So that chapter we will be proceeding. Thank you for today's class. Have a nice day.